watching Dontae'S Boxing Nation.
Man, I'm going to start off by saying I love this guy, Turki Al-Sheikh, for two very important reasons. Number one, in the position that he's in, he is not a racist, which is extremely rare to see in the sport of boxing. And on top of that, he truly wants to make the sport of boxing the greatest sport on the planet because he is a passionate fan. He sees what real boxing fans see, and he has the power and the resources to change those things. Turki Al-Sheikh is on a serious mission to renovate the sport of boxing. So let me tell you this, because this is so crazy. So I just dropped a video, right? I was dropping a video on what Jake Paul had came out and said about Canelo Alvarez, exposing Canelo when Canelo was trying to say, or he did say, I don't fight YouTubers, I fight real fighters.
Hey guys, don't pay attention in anything in this fucking YouTuber. I just fight real fighters. Don't fucking around with Canelo. Come on, let's go.
I told you guys in that video, that's bullshit, because Canelo Alvarez, he always wanted to fight Jake Paul. In fact, he had even said that he wanted to fight Jake Paul a while ago with some of my new media guys when we were interviewing him. And Jake Paul, he completely confirmed that the contracts were signed and everything was ready to go until Turki called up Canelo and talked him out of it. Now, guys, as I'm making this video, I did not know that Turki Al-Sheikh did this interview with ESPN to where he says almost word for word what my assumption was, what my speculation was that actually happened. I told you guys once again in that video, I believe that Turki, he called up Canelo and he said, look, man, you need to be fighting real fighters. Jake Paul is not a real fighter. So right after I do that video, giving you guys my assumption of what happened, I get sent this interview that Turki does with ESPN and listen to what he says, how he explains why Canelo Alvarez decided to pull out of the Jake Paul fight, and he's now fighting Terence Crawford instead.
Then we decide to talk directly together. Then we have agreements to have 3 fights between Riyadh season and Canelo. It starts from September, him against the legend Crawford. And I think this is the biggest fight in boxing in this time.
For sure.
And maybe forever. We don't know. Then we will have another fight. It is open between February until May 26. And third fight in March, in September to October 26. And he said to us and asked us, he doesn't want to announce it until he announced and finished the deal about the May fight. He wants to fight in May. And he asked us if we are interested to have this fight. We say to him, it depends about who against and the situation in this fight. But we say to him, please, brother, choose great fight because we are building for the big fight.
Now, I am sure that Canelo was shocked when he heard Turki Al-Sheikh tell him that directly, because Canelo is used to cherry picking his opponents and bringing those opponents to the promoters that he's dealing with and them pretty much agreeing to whatever he wants. But Turki told Canelo to his face, we don't want any cherry picks. We want you to take a real fight. And then he goes even deeper and really makes Canelo Alvarez feel bad and guilty. Let me play the rest of this clip.
Him and Crawford accept to fight in Saudi Arabia, the big fight. But we as a Riyadh season know how is big this fight and also how is important, especially in America. For that, we prefer to do it in Vegas. This is the only condition. Then, in the last 2 weeks, we start to hear the rumors about this fight.
And just in case you guys don't know, when Turki says this fight, he's talking about the Jake Paul fight. It's so funny, man, because Turki is so disgusted with the idea of that fight. Throughout this entire interview, he never says Jake Paul's name.
And in the last 48 hours, we heard it is close. Then it is not for our benefit, because we are building the big fight against Crawford. We want him to fight, good fight, great fight in May. I will be honest with you. I start in the last 48 hours giving wrong information to everyone to make them go to another side. And when I know that big appointment between one big platform and the camp of the two fighters, and there is people starting to doing posters and choosing arena and choosing where is the conference will be, then I finish the deal in 5 minutes. I call Canelo directly and I said to him, hello brother, you know this fight will damage the pictures and the idea about our plan, and honestly I think you are, as a Canelo, too young to take this fight. You can have it after 30 years.
Right.
When he is 60.
I just love how transparent he is while he's talking to Canelo Alvarez. He's holding no punches. He's not beating around the bush. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He told Canelo Alvarez, you're too young to take a Jake Paul, fight a Jake Paul right now. You could take those kind of fights 30 years from now when you're 60. Turki Al-Sheikh is telling no lies.
Then he said to me, brother, you know, from my inside, I don't want this fight ever.
Now, see, that's bullshit what Canelo Alvarez said right there. This is what I was talking about when I said Turki made Canelo feel guilty. You see, when Turki told Canelo Alvarez, you could fight this man Jake Paul 30 years from now, man, that hit Canelo hard. That made him feel real bad because Canelo is not used to people telling him the truth like that, just completely unfiltered. So when Canelo had to lie and say, you know, brother, I really didn't want this fight. You know, I had no choice to take this fight. I just needed to fight for May, etc., etc., etc. The fact that he's lying and he's saying that he never really wanted the fight, that means he's admitting how much of a joke this fight was. But Turki was the only one to force Canelo Alvarez to admit it out loud.
But I said to you, take the May fight. I don't have something in the table and I must fight before Crawford.
Now, just to make sure you guys understand what Turki just said right there, he's saying that Canelo Alvarez was telling him, you know, I didn't really want this fight against Jake Paul. I just needed a fight before Crawford, before the Crawford fight.
And we discuss, and in 5 minutes, we closing the deal.
Now, just to give you guys some contrast, when it comes to Eddie Hearn, he was actually happy that Canelo was fighting against Jake Paul. He was defending Canelo Alvarez, saying it makes sense. You know, it's no risk. He's going to make a whole lot of money. But you have Turki on the other end that completely talked Canelo out of it. Eddie Hearn, he would have pushed Canelo to take that fight instead of fighting Terrence Crawford. And we all know why. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.